Good morning, folks. This is Radish and it's 3 a.m. and today Justin and I are going to do a winter summit of Mount St. Helens. Let's get on the road.
Mount St. Helens is an active stratovolcano located in the Cascade Range. 50 miles northeast of Portland, across the border in Washington, this snow-capped giant dominates the city landscape on a clear day. On May 18, 1980, St. Helens erupted in the most deadly volcanic activity in U.S. history. 57 people were killed, 250 homes destroyed. The mountain had been experiencing volcanic and seismic activity, and as that activity continued over time, the north face of the volcano began to bulge outward and vent steam. Finally, on May 18, 1980, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake struck the final blow, and the north side of the mountain collapsed in the largest recorded avalanche of debris as magma burst out of the breach. For 9 hours, a massive plume of ash continued to erupt from the volcano, and quickly the wind swept it across the globe. After the chaos settled, the summit of the volcano had been reduced from a height of 9,677 feet before the eruption to a new summit height along the crater rim of only 8,363 feet. In the time since the eruption, Mount St. Helens has continued to show volcanic activity as a new lava dome has begun forming and venting steam within the crater. Now, St. Helens presents one of the most successful mountaineering climbs in the Pacific Northwest. With just an hour-and-a-half drive from the city of Portland, this volcano can be climbed in a single day. During the summer months, the snow can almost completely melt off the south face, making the climb a long and ashy hike to the crater rim. But during the winter months, the volcano is buried under more than 15 feet of snow, making for a more challenging and interesting climb, requiring the use of crampons, an ice axe, and avalanche safety awareness. The winter climb follows the Worm Flows route up the south face of the mountain, beginning at Marble Mountain Snow Park. The route is 12 miles round trip, with almost 6,000 feet of elevation gain. That adds up to a very steep 1,000 feet per mile on the way up and on the way down, making this climb necessitate a very early start to the day.
Alright, it is 5:30 in the morning and we have just made it to Marble Mountain Snow Park at the base of St. Helens. So this is as far as the road is plowed this time of year. So this is where we'll be starting our climb from, up the winter Worm Flows route to the summit. And the summit of St. Helens is at about 8,362 feet. So we've got about a 6,000 foot climb today, over 6 miles, so about 1,000 feet of climbing per mile on the way up, and then on the descent we'll have the same. So it should be a pretty long climb today. We're geared up, ready to start the climb. The snow is pretty well packed down this morning with a nice icy crust, so we're able just to start in micro spikes, and we'll see how the snow changes as we ascend in elevation. We're getting our first light over to the east. It's gonna be a beautiful day. We were trying to drink from our hydration bladders and couldn't figure out why we weren't getting any water through, and then we realized that the water is frozen solid. So hopefully that thaws out pretty soon. There she is. That's our first unobstructed view of the summit of Mount St. Helens. So this rocky gully right here is Chocolate Falls. When it's not frozen over, it's like a 40-foot waterfall. But now it's pretty much flush with the snowpack. So now that we've crossed over Chocolate Falls, we're breaking through the tree line here and we're about to head out into some open exposed slopes. So we're gonna be following again the winter worm flows climber route, and that's gonna follow the Swift River up through this gully, switch over to Monitor Ridge and head up to the crater rim. And then from there, it's only a short jaunt to the summit. Got a bunch of clouds nestled down in the valley below, and there's the summit of Mount Adams poking out behind the ridge. Whoa! That bird just landed on my phone. Mount Hood slowly becoming visible through the clouds in the distance. I think it'll continue to burn off throughout the day too. And then over there, you can start to see some of the coastal range out on the horizon. You can really see now that we're on the leftmost ridge of the Wormflows Gully just how cornice it is, all that wind-blown snow overhanging the rock beneath it. This is all massive cornice. See how much that hangs over? Well, 1.1 miles to go to the summit. Slopes are getting a bit steeper up here and the snow is a little bit icier, so we're gonna switch from micro spikes to our crampons now. It feels so good to finally be out here attempting a summit of Mount St. Helens. Ever since last summer, when I threw like the Pacific Coast Trail, I got a taste of mountaineering in like the 500-mile stretch to the High Sierras, which were pretty snowed in when I went through in mid-May. And I got a taste for it, and ever since then I've been wanting to do more and more of it. And so I moved out here in October. I immediately had my sight set on all the giant stratovolcanoes in the Cascade range. But by the time I got Justin comfortable with crampons and an ice axe, winter really hit, and we just entered this like extremely dangerous avalanche cycle. And it's only in the past like 2 weeks that that has lifted and the snow started to shift into spring conditions. So it's fantastic to finally be out here attempting this. So this little depression here is the Swift Glacier, which forms the headwaters for the Swift River, which we've been following on the worm flows route all the way up that gully from Marble Mountain Snow Park. We're getting there. Only a couple more switchbacks up here to the top of that ridge, and then when we follow the ridge up to the rim. That like last stretch behind me was actually really steep. Definitely glad I had my crampons and my ice axe for the snowpack today at least. Oh! That's not so bad. Congratulations, you've summited Mount St. Helens.
Not yet. I'm almost there. It might break a leg on plan.
So we're on the summit of Mount St. Helens, and this is the south slope that we just climbed up via the Worm Flows winter climbing route. And further to the south, you can see Mount Hood. And right in front of Mount Hood, you'll see a foggy gorge right there, and that's the Columbia River Gorge. And just above the clouds is Mount Jefferson, and behind that is the Three Sisters. Off to the east is Mount Adams, and this is the crater rim of Mount St. Helens, as is this. Right behind these clouds you can see some snowy peaks on a ridge. That is Goat Rocks. There is Spirit Lake, and behind it is Mount Rainier. And off to the right you can just barely see Mount Stewart over in the Enchantments. Further out is Mount Baker all the way in the distance, which is basically the border of Canada. This is the other side of the crater rim, and behind that you can see a snowy ridge in the distance, which is the Olympic Mountains. And then down in the crater, you can see she is smoking today. And then off to the west, we have the Oregon Coast Mountains, still with some snow on them. And then beyond the Swift River Reservoir, in this kind of foggy valley there, somewhere over here is the city of Portland. I think we deserve this. Cheers. Alright, we swapped our crampons out for micro spikes and we put on our rain pants. It's time to take the fastest route down, which is glissading.
Bye. See you at the bottom.
Not as good at skiing, but beats walking. Woo! That's impressive. Hi, buddy. Hi. Whoop, there we go. Woo! Woo! I think I just got some air.
Hello.
Alright, we made it back down to Chocolate Falls, which means it's just an easy 2 miles back into the woods to the snow park. Glissading took us literally all the way down from the crater rim to here, which was about 5,000 feet of elevation loss in less than an hour. Plain old walking is definitely not as fun or as fast. We are back at Chocolate Falls. Well, we made it back to the car from the summit of St. Helens. That was a really long day. We started at 3 a.m. when we woke up to make the drive out here. We got on trail probably around 6:30 a.m. and it is now 6:17 and we're finally back to the car. Really long day, but an amazing day. Justin's first mountain that he's ever climbed, and it was both of our first volcano in the Cascades that we've ever climbed. And there's going to be a bunch more now that we're out here. So I'm very excited. It looks like it's going to be the beginning of a fantastic climbing season for the volcanoes. So if you aren't already, please make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. That helps me make more of these videos, which I love doing, and I do plan on doing some more volcanoes here coming up. So I'd love to post those. But until then, we'll see you later. Happy trails.